Hello guys, today I'm gonna talk a little bit about scenes inside Tasker. So what can you do with scenes and what is it, of course? Scenes are similar to widgets on your phone. So you can have multiple widgets on your phone. For example, I'm using here Super. So this is my home screen. This is my second home screen and you see a lot of things on that. All the things on my home screen, you can do that also inside Tasker. But what's the difference about scenes and widgets? Scenes, you can trigger that whenever you like. For example, I have my sidebar. Some people saw that. So I'm on my home screen. I can open my sidebar. So let's try that. And you see my sidebar is now loaded. And when that's seen, so the sidebar is also a scene. So when that scene is triggered or opened, I can trigger other scenes as well. For example, I can use my toggles. So I want to change something on my phone, I can get access to my toggles. Here I made a scene, another scene. I will trigger that by pressing this button and you will see another scene will pop up and I can change everything what I like. So those are scenes, overlays, in other words. I hope you would understand what the difference between scenes and widgets. But remember, Tasker can also work with widgets if you like. But that's in another tutorial, so the next coming up tutorial will be something about that. So how to create now a scene? So let's do it. Let's open Tasker. I just opened Tasker and as you know you have four tabs: profiles, task, scenes and vars. So we're using now the scenes tab. Click on that and you can click on the plus button and you can give a new scene name. Scene. Okay. And a new window will pop up. That's your scene. Now you see a rectangle on your screen. That's the size of your scene. You can edit that by pressing your rectangle. So you can make it smaller, make it wider, etc. etc. When you are finished, you can go back. And when you go back, you see also here the size of your scene. When I open my scene again, you will see it has changed everything. So you see now dots on your screen. The dots means the grid. And you can change the grid by long pressing the settings button next to the home button on your phone, left to the home button. So when you click on that, you will see a new window and you can change the grid by sliding the slider, and you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. When you want to make a scene very accurate, you can use a small grid size. Otherwise, you can use a big grid size. So let's do that to 10 and let's go back. You see it has now a smaller grid. Now inside your scenes you have three buttons. First of all, you have in the left corner the hand button, then you have the plus button, and right you have the magnify glass. The hand button can be used for moving elements, edit elements, resizing elements, etc. etc. The plus button is used to add something on your scene. The magnify glass can be used for editing your scene. With editing, I mean the size of your scene. So when you click on the magnify glass, you can go back to the original window and you can resize your scene as well. So let's go back and let's add something on your scene. So when I click the plus button, you have multiple options as well: button, checkbox, doodle, image, map, etc. etc. For this example, I'm gonna set up a very easy scene. So I'm using a rectangle, and when I push the rectangle, I have a lot of options. The first thing I have is 4 tabs at the top: UI, tab, long tab, stroke. I will explain that later on. Then you have a name. If you have a rectangle, you have a shader. You can set the colors, you can set the border width and the corner radius. For example, I want to have a rounded rectangle in blue. So let's try that. Color, we set that to blue, blue, and we use dark blue. Okay. And we set a border width. We set it to 6, for example, the width of our border. And we use a white color. Click on OK. And we use a border of, for example, 16. That's fine. If everything is fine, you can go back and you will see your scene. Something went wrong, so let's edit it. Click on that and we set color. The color should be blue, and I'm gonna change that. No opacity. Okay, and go back. And now we have our blue rectangle, rounded rectangle. So that's one first element. Let's add another element. Let's add a plus, and let's add, for example, text. And I'm gonna set here a text. I'm gonna say hello. Okay. And you see hello. When you want to move hello, you can use the hands icon. You can say move, and I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna move it up, and I'm gonna resize it also like that, for example. Okay, that's looking fine for me. When it's fine for you, you can also use the magnifying glass to check how it would look on your phone. So let's try that. The magnifying glass at the right corner. Okay, it should be something like that. Going back. And let's also add an icon, an image. So let's click the plus button, and we use for this example an image, and I'm gonna use an image. Gonna search an image on my phone, and I'm gonna use, for example, the sidebar v3, and I'm gonna use, for example, an home icon. Okay, that's fine for me. You can give that a name. Image1 is standard. You can change that also. But we go back right now. Let's do that. And you will see the icon, but you can also resize that. For example, that's here, something like that. And we're gonna move that just in the middle, and that's fine for me. Like I said, this is a very easy scene. Let's go back. Also, you have to remember, you have to trigger a scene, and you can do that by using an action or task. So let's go to task. Let's make a new task, and let's push the plus button, and we give it a name, test. Okay, and we use a plus, and now we're gonna use scene, and we're gonna use show scene. And which scene would it be? Check the magnifying glass, and we go to test scene. We can use that as overlay blocking, dialogue, activity. For example, I'm gonna use this as dialogue, and we can use also an exit button, because in my scene I don't have an exit button yet. but you can place that whenever you like. So for this example, I'm gonna use an exit button, and let's go back. And let's try that action by pressing the play button. Play, and you see the home button, but my text isn't visible because my text is in white. So I have to change my text color or move my text. Let's go do that. So let's go to the scenes and scenes, test scene, and let's move the white hello inside the rectangle. Move, okay. Let's go back and let's go to task and let's try it again. Test, play. Okay, so why doesn't it show up? Because I have to close tasker or going outside tasker and trigger that action again. So let's do that and open tasker again, play that action, and now you see hello pop-ups. So the hello is just now a text. Gonna change that. You can change also variables. For example, going to scenes, test scene, and I gonna say hello. Click on hello, and I'm gonna use now another variable. For example, date. In place of hello, let's go back. You will see 9/4/2013. So you can also use variables as text. That's quite easy. The next thing I want to do is add a close button. So let's do that. Let's do plus image, and let's say image, and we use a close button. I have here one sidebar, and I use, for example, where are you, this close button. Go back and resize that, something like that, and move that to the right. Okay, and then we have to add an action to that close button. So click the close button, and we're gonna use tab, and we're gonna use plus, and now we're gonna use scene, and we're gonna use destroy scene. Destroying scenes means disable that scene, make it inactive. Not hiding. Hiding is still active, but not visible. Destroy scene will say your scene will be inactive. So I'm gonna use that, destroy scene, and my scene that I want to destroy is my test scene, and I'm going back and go back. As you see, my scene is still green. That means it's still active. So let's go completely out Tasker, and let's open Tasker again and open the task test, and let's play that. You will see that button also. When I click on that button, this scene will be inactive like that. So when I go back right now, you will see in scenes, so your scene is not anymore in green and is destroyed, but it is destroyed but still on your phone. So let's open the scene again, and let's do another thing. The next thing we are going to do is make a dynamic icon. So for example, I'm clicking on that home icon. You will see here the name of that icon. The name of that icon is image1, starting with uppercase. Remember that. because we're gonna use that again. So let's do that. Let's go to tab, and when I click on that, we're gonna set an action, add an action, and we're gonna set an alert, flash, and we say hello. Okay, go back. That's quite easy. That's something you should know. And then the next thing we say plus, and we say scene, and now we're gonna use element image, and we choose our scene and we choose our element, and we type here image 1, and then we choose an icon, and I'm gonna choose something about, let's say for example, the alarm clock. Okay, and I will explain now what it does right now. So when I click on that home icon, it will say, it will flash hello, and then it would load an element image. And what should it be? The image 1 from test scene, that was the home button, would be changed to this icon. I hope you understand it, but element image would be something like replacing an image. That's it. So that alarm clock will replacing image 1 from test scene. Okay, let's go back, and let's go back and back again, and go to task, and let's play that task. Now we play the play button, and you will see that one. When I click on this, what should it do? It should flash hello, and that icon should change as well. So let's try it. Let's click it, and you see hello, and it changed the image. Then I want to close that scene. I click on the close button, and you will see the scene is destroyed. So that's it. I hope you understood a little bit about scenes right now. The next coming up tutorial will be something like this here, how to set variables inside widgets and not by using scenes. So I hope you liked this tutorial. If you have any questions, you know that, post that on my Google page, and also +1 this post if you like that. Thank you very much, and see you next time.